Good morning and welcome to Football Guys Sunday Morning Live. I am Joey Wright, joined as always by my co-host Jagger May. Sadly, Jeff Bell is not with us. Our thoughts and prayers are with him, as they are with all Ohio State fans that are suffering this morning with their loss. That's the only reason I think Jeff's not here today. He gave us a reason, but I was like, Ohio State lost yesterday, so I'm not so sure.
You had me really scared. I thought that he died.
I did text Jeff beforehand. I was like, can I make an Ohio State joke? And Jeff's like, they're a joke of a team, so you can make a joke. I was like, perfect. Thank you, Jeff. But if you haven't noticed already, instead of Jeff Bell, we have quite the fill-in. Come crawling back to the Sunday morning show. Alfredo Brown, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm going to put that now in my Twitter bio. Quite the fill-in. That's basically all. I saw you guys were having too much fun, too much success. I was like, you know what? Let me come back and ruin this for just 30 minutes.
Jagger, I didn't skip over to introduce you, but how are you doing today? How was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was fantastic. I watched football and ate. Like, I know that sounds simple, but it's the simple traditions that keep us going every year. That's what I look forward to.
Beautiful. Yeah, I had a good Thanksgiving, spent it with family, watched a lot of football, and lost lots of money. No, I'm kidding. I didn't lose any money. Guys, just so you know, in about 30 minutes, injury expert Adam Hutchison will be joining us to kind of hit some of those inactives and actives that we're going to be looking at. But before we do that, let's take a look at who is going to be out today. We do know T. Higgins. I put Joe Burrow on here just as a safety blanket. If you had Joe Burrow last week, he is on the IR. He is out for the season. He had the wrist surgery. Last I saw, it was yesterday. I think he had the surgery. Kendre Miller will also be out. McCole Hardman, Jerick McKinnon, Kadarius Toney. So kind of clearing the way there in Kansas City with some of the receiving options. Dallas Goedert is still out this week, and Mark Andrews will also be out. I put Joe Burrow on there twice. I just need to drive that home, maybe because I had Joe Burrow on too many teams. Alfredo, when you're looking at some of these Chiefs that are out today, who do you think outside of Kelsey could be seeing a lot of targets today?
You know, I think we might get a few more targets here with Isaiah Pacheco, who I know he hasn't had much throughout the season. And I haven't been a guy who's a big supporter of Pacheco, but we're getting to the point where they're not really using Jerick McKinnon as much as we thought they might. And I have been the guy driving the bus for Sky Moore. It's not happening, people. It's just not. So I think you're going to see a little bit more Isaiah Pacheco and Justin Watson, man, double-digit targets last game. So, we'll see how that continues to unfold.
Perfect. Not expected to play today or tomorrow, Donta Foreman and Max Crosby. We don't normally have defensive players on here, but when you're a defensive player at the level of Max Crosby, your name gets on the board. So congratulations, Max Crosby. Questionable, Justin Jefferson and Zay Jones. We haven't gotten a clear word on if they are going to play or not. Some of the expected names that we are expecting to see out there today: Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers, Gerald Everett, Marquise Hollywood Brown, Dameon Pierce back after what seems like a 4-week absence. So I'll be watching. And Rachaad White is expected to play. His name did pop up on that injury report. They say it was a precaution. I guess we'll see. Jagger, do you have confidence starting Rachaad White if the Bucs are putting him out there today?
The Bucs are putting him out there. I'm putting him out there because, like I said, he gets it done. It's not ugly when you look hard at it, but that's why I just choose to look at the number at the end of the game.
Perfect. So, guys, we'll be here with you today until about noon, answering all of your fantasy football related questions as normal. At noon, though, hop over to the Discord. We'll all be there today answering any of your last-minute start-sit questions that you may have. And, And, guys, just to let you know real quick, before we get into the questions, we do have a sale going on right now. Football Guys Black Friday sale, 20% off the first year of Football Guys subscription. And that's a year from the day you activate it. So you get 365 total days of wonderful Football Guys goodness, custom tools and rankings and advice, 20% off the Football Guys merchandise. And the offer ends. Is that tomorrow? It ends tomorrow. So make sure you hit that offer as quick as you possibly can. Guys, I think we're tired of hearing me talk. Let's get to some questions. Well, who's the first person? Dan in here first today. Full PPR, must win to stay in the playoff hunt. Jacobs or Edwards? So he's got a few here, so we'll go to Jagger first. Josh Jacobs or Gus Edwards? Who are you starting today?
I mean, we've all said this before. It's the Las Vegas Jacobs right now. So in the start your studs. mentality, I'm going to put Jacobs out there. Also, I kind of wonder who your other running backs are, because I think Edwards is, like we joke about David Montgomery, he's something different, but it's actually Gus Edwards that's this year's Jamal Williams. So I'm trying to put him in a flex if I can. So,
Alfredo, you in agreement there?
Yeah, you kind of have to. It's closer than I would like, but yeah, I'm still going to lean Jacobs here.
Perfect. And then Alfredo, Cole Kmet or Isaiah Likely? Which player are you likely to start today?
I see what you did there.
That's the only one I'll do. I won't do it again.
I think you're kind of looking at both these guys and hoping which one's going to get a touchdown. And if I'm leaning that direction, I'm going to go Cole Kmet here. I do have him ranked about 3 or 4 spots higher. And the matchup today, it's a pretty decent one for Cole Kmet going up against Minnesota, whereas Isaiah Likely, we just haven't seen him fill in as well for Mark Andrews this year like he did last year. So Isaiah Likely, he's the mystery box. It could even be a boat. Like we don't know.
I know it sounds funny. I'm always more comfortable with Likely if Tyler Huntley is the quarterback than if Lamar Jackson is. For some reason, Huntley and Likely are on the same page. Carl in here with us again. Good morning, people. 12-team PPR help. He's in trouble. We need to help him, guys. Lamar or Kyler? And one other, please. I need one. So between Lamar and Kyler, who are we going? Jagger?
Lamar for me. It's like I like Kyler, but the Ravens are just probably one of the best teams in the AFC that aren't the Dolphins right now. And he's got all the weapons around him. And what we're seeing from Lamar is that this offense is so good that they don't need to use him that often. So it's almost like an opposite problem. So other than that, I mean, if it's not super flex, good for you for having Kyler.
And Alfredo, Olave, Keaton Mitchell, Tyler Algier, or George Pickens. He needs one of those guys.
Yeah, I feel like you're setting me up. I got to go Chris Olave here. I know that we're not getting the fun Jameis Winston experiment this week. It looks like Derek Carr will be ready to go, but I don't know how you look at these names and think like, man, Keaton Mitchell's disappointed us. Tyler Algier, we really don't know what we're going to get from him. And George Pickens, it's not been good since Deontay got back. So you got to go with Olave here and hope he's going to continue to get those double-digit targets.
Yeah, I'm kind of the anti-Olave guy, and I'm still going Olave here. So if that tells you anything. Mike, we know the rule. You put a dog, I get your question on the board. Good morning. Need to start one of these 3. Puka, Jamar Chase, or Tank Dell in full PPR. Oh, my gosh, you can only start one of those guys. Alfredo, you only get to start one.
Yeah, I mean, this might sound crazy considering the seasons that all these guys have had, but I'm going to go Tank Dell. I've got him the highest right now. Cooper Kupp has failed to reach 60 yards in his last, I believe it's 4 games here. And I know he's working off with this injury here. He's going to be enough of an annoyance that'll slow down Puka Nacua here. And then Jamar Chase, we have no idea what we're going to get with Jake Browning. So Tank Dell, you've got which Houston Texans wide receiver is out today? I know we've got Noah Brown out today, but Tank Dell and Nico Collins should continue to eat today.
Yeah, I think Noah Brown is doubtful, so most likely he is out today.
Yeah.
And Jagger, are you agreeing there, or would you start Puka or Chase? Oh, you're muted.
I can't really argue with Alfredo's reasoning at all, but I'm still going to put Jamar Chase out there. I think what we're going to get with Jamar Chase is it's going to be a lower ADOT and just being peppered with these low ADOT targets. And a guy like that, I think he can break one. And, he's going to look a lot like Garrett Wilson this year, and I'm okay with that. So, again, this is a start your studs mentality. Shout out to Matthew Berry. So.
Can I really quick with Jamar Chase? The way I'm looking at this is you almost have to think of him from now on like a Garrett Wilson, like a Devontae Adams, these guys that are supremely talented. They're going to get peppered with targets, but the quarterback is really holding them back. And we've seen that these guys often end up somewhere around wide receiver 10 to 16 on the week. And that's kind of where I'm keeping Jamar Chase each week from now on.
Perfect. All right, Charlie in here. Good morning. Full PPR with 3-point bonus at 100 yards. So he gets a little bump if he gets over 100 yards receiving. Trey McBride or TJ Hawkinson? Jagger, do you go one of the Arizona guy or do you go the Viking guy?
I'm gonna go with McBride. I really like Hawkinson, and I like what he does with Dobbs, but I really like the matchup and the points that we expect from Arizona. And right now, the target share for Trey McBride is just some grown man numbers. He's the same player right now he was at Colorado State. He's he's arguably the wide receiver one right now if you really think about it.
Alfredo, where are you at on this?
So I'm actually going to throw the 100-yard bonus out the window here because I don't think either tight end is getting that in these games. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to lean towards TJ Hawkinson here, who's my tight end 2 on the week. McBride's not far behind. I got him at tight end 4, but he's got a solid matchup this week going up against Chicago, who's just kind of throughout the season been consistently subpar against tight ends.
And I'm trying to get both of these guys in my lineup. I'm actually flexing McBride in quite a few leagues. So if you have that option, Charlie, look at who you have in your flex position. And if it's somebody like on the level of like George Pickens, I'd rather start Trey McBride this week than George Pickens, for instance.
Yep. And I don't think I'm out of step by saying for all three of us that I think that these tight ends like Laporta, McBride, like these young guys, they're in that category where they're receivers. Kincaid is another one. Just think of them as a wide receiver. Try to put them in your lineup, even if it's in the flex.
All right. Robert Morrison here with us this morning. Good morning. Half point PPR, wide receiver, D-Hop or Josh Downs. You need a flex, and I need either Ford or Singletary. So D-Hop or Downs, Alfredo?
Man, off the top of my head, I would have said Josh Downs. I'm still going to go DeAndre Hopkins just because he and Derrick Henry kind of are stuck being the entire offense for Tennessee. So I'll lean DeAndre Hopkins here. I still have him outside of my top 24. I have them both as wide receiver 3s, but I've got DeAndre Hopkins just a little bit higher than him.
Jagger, I usually get a nod from you. Are you going Downs here?
I'm literally like hiding my laughter here because like me and Alfredo are just like opposite this morning. I'm way on Downs. I'm really bullish on both Colts wide receivers. I actually have them pretty much back to back because of the Buccaneers, man. Like again, it's like I don't think me and Alfredo disagree. Like our rankings are probably just slightly different.
I made Josh Downs one of my starts of the week this week. Yeah. It just happens to be that I've got DeAndre Hopkins a little higher.
Yeah.
And Jagger, he needs to flex either Jerome Ford or Devin Singletary. Does Dameon Pierce possibly being out there today throw you off of Singletary?
Yes, actually it does. So like I think that we've hit in kind of gross category. Devin Singletary, if you have to throw him in there, but they're going to cannibalize off each other. Neither one of Dameon Pierce or Singletary are guys that I really want. On the other side, Jerome Ford is someone I'm pretty bullish on. I've bet a lot of his overs this week because the Broncos defense has gotten better in the passing game. But even since week 8, they're still one of the top 4 defense giving up yards to the running back. And right now, Cleveland only has a rushing game. Kareem Hunt is going to be out there getting some dirty, ugly yards, but he's not the Kareem Hunt of old. So don't think of him as like the vulture that he was.
All right. And one more from Charlie. Need one flex in full PPR. Christian Kirk, Cortland Sutton, Josh Downs, or James Cook. For me, it would be Christian Kirk. Jagger, who would it be for you?
Same.
Alfredo? Got the
sweep,
nod. I
sweep across the board.
Sweep. Here we go. Jim in here with a beautiful picture on the beach again with us today. Good morning. Standard League, need 2. Jalen Warren, Saquon Barkley, or Derrick Henry. Alfredo, he needs 2 of those stud running backs. Who are they going to be?
You know, as much as Jalen Warren is the new hotness here, and I'd love to say his name, I'm just going to stick with the names that we know. And it's going to be Saquon and Derrick Henry. I think that Derrick Henry's got a really sneaky good matchup. Not that sneaky, but going up against Carolina Panthers. And Mike Vrabel, if we're going to go down the narrative here, has already talked about, like, we've got to get the ball to Derrick Henry more. And so I'm expecting a lot of touches for him today. Carolina's been awful against running backs. And Saquon Barkley, even though I know this is standard and it's not going to be, PPR scoring, if Saquon Barkley is scoring touchdowns off of these receptions like he has been from our boy TD, Tommy DeVito, then I'm going to keep starting to Saquon Barkley then.
I am only doing it because he did it. If he wouldn't have done it, I wouldn't have done that. I just want to be clear on that. No, I'm expecting a huge day from Derrick Henry today. I think he could put a 100-burger up pretty easily today.
Yeah. And I'm a resident Saquon hater, but I mean, the Patriots, we're the Bears, but nobody likes us. So like, it's
true. No one likes you.
Yeah. If there's any time to play Saquon, it's these last 2 weeks, like last week and this week is a really good stretch for him. So
beautiful. Kent in here. He's got a dilemma. Fields versus Dobbs. He's got them both. He needs one for today's game against each other. Help. The Bears aren't playing though. Oh wait, okay, Jobs.
Yeah,
boy,
he's asking which quarterback.
Yeah. For some reason, I thought Dobbs was still on the Browns, probably because the Browns logo there.
Yeah.
So,
Jagger, Fields or Dobbs? Who do you like today?
I think I'm still gonna lean Fields by quite. I mean, I love Josh Dobbs, and I have him ranked number 8, but I actually have him ranked back to back. So I have Fields to bump, and that's 100% name value. You're getting unfettered honesty with me, guys. Fields he's just hot right now, and him and his buddy DJ Moore they make magic. So that's who I'm rolling with.
Yeah,
Please
I'm gonna go
DJ Moore on the show with Alfredo. I don't want to go through this again.
I'm gonna go with Justin Fields here. The Minnesota Vikings blitz at the highest rate in the league, and Justin Fields last week we saw him have 18 designed runs, and I think that if the Bears want to keep that defense honest, they're going to continue with these design runs with Justin Fields and really open things up for the offense. So I think Justin Fields has a massive rushing ceiling this week. I've got him as my quarterback 6 in the week, so I'll take him over Josh Dobbs.
I would take Fields as well. We're having fun here this morning. All right, Karen with her beautiful elk again. Question 1: Kyler Murray, Trevor Lawrence, or Baker Mayfield? I think Baker's kind of on the outside looking in at these two guys. Jagger, Murray or Lawrence? Where are you going?
Murray by quite a bit for me. I have Murray ranked number 7 this week, so I like the matchup a lot for him with the Rams.
And I feel like Karen knew that one because she capitalized all of Murray's letters. So she felt it in her heart. And she wanted
to feel good. Yeah, exactly.
To help her out there.
My question is that really an elk or is that a deer?
That I believe that is an elk.
Really?
It's got the dark face. Is
that the differentiator?
Well, and then the antlers are much more pronounced and out. Like a white-tailed deer, it's very like field goal. And an elk is very like the entire.
Guys, if you know the answer, drop it in the comments. Let's go. Give us the answer.
But the dark face, yeah. I mean, I would bet some money that that's an elk.
She said it's an elk. Yeah, she said it's an elk.
It is an elk.
Yeah.
Thanks, Karen.
Chase, Godwin, or Downs or OBJ in a standard league. So no PPR in this question. Alfredo, where are we going?
Let's not overthink this. I'm still going to go Jamar Chase. I know we have our worries there, but he is Jamar Chase. Like that's the end of the analysis. He's still top 16 wide receiver for me. None of these other guys hit that spot.
If this was PPR, would you guys think of looking at Godwin? No. Okay.
No. Calm your Bucks fandom down. Take a seat, Joseph.
Let's put it this way. They're both getting the same kind of like high or low A dot peppered targets that like aren't getting in the red zone. But one of those guys is Jamar Chase.
That's a good point. Well, Baker's not that bad. He's not as okay.
No.
I need to get off my Bucks. I need to get off my Bucks ship, I guess. All right. Question 3. Do you see Laporta scoring more points than Lockett, Godwin, Downs, or OBJ? Do I think it could happen? I think it could happen. Does it happen this week? Jagger, does it happen this week?
I mean, Laporta already did pretty well this week, so I don't know what kind of league you got going. So if you've had Laporta,
you're able to swap him out.
Yeah, I was about to say I need some context. But in the grand scheme of things, still yes, retroactively, I would have said the same thing if you had asked before Thursday. So,
all right, and then real quick on this one, I'm currently 8 and 3 injuries have made Barkley and Chase less premium. Do you see any of the above as a starting over cousin wide receiver 2? I believe no. Okay.
No. How much money did Karen give you this morning, Joey? She got 4 questions.
I know. I just
there's people up
there's
in
a
the
dog.
chat right
We've
now.
got a dog. We're moving on.
There we go.
Jakob, morning star shines. Wow, I like that. That should be the name of the show.
Star shines.
Sunday morning star shines.
Oh my!
Odell Beckham
says
Demario
hello.
Douglas, Rondo Moore, or Khalil Shakir. Jagger, which one of those wide receivers are you going with today?
Man, Odell Beckham, he looks good, and yeah, I know I felt gross saying that because like for a while he hasn't looked good, but he looked like the old school OBJ. And the Ravens are like I keep saying it, they're the budget Dolphins right now, and I mean that in the best way possible. So
I'm gonna go Demario Douglas here. No, I'm gonna go Demario Douglas here still. Pop. Yeah, I know, Jagger. I
Yeah.
know. You're welcome. Yeah, I know you just didn't want to pick a Patriot. That's all it is. But he's right outside my wide receiver 3 range. I got him at wide receiver 37. I know we've had all like the whatever going on this week of who's going to start for the Patriots at quarterback. We've already got the word. It's Mac Jones. If he wants to have any semblance of keeping the offense together, I'm sure he's just going to be laser targeting some of these guys that are going to give him easy completions. And that's Demario Douglas for me. He's kind of a set it and forget it wide receiver 3 each week. Whereas OBJ, I kind of hate this idea of the high floor, high ceiling, boom, bust. I don't want, 2 points from him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tim in here. Good morning, Tim. Pick one: Eckler, Pacheco, Mixon, or Rashad White. Why do we need to just pick one of those guys?
Yeah. It's
Jagger,
Eckler.
pick one.
Eckler. It's Eckler.
Eckler.
Are they in order for you guys?
No.
I'd put Rashad White ahead of Mixon this week if he's playing.
Yep. I'd put him ahead of Pacheco if he's playing, to be honest. So
Okay. All right. Andrew, good morning. Would you start Zay Flowers or Jordan Addison as a wide receiver 3 in PPR? I'm glad Zay Flowers' name came up because he's on the injury report there a little bit. Without Mark Andrews, I'm expecting big things from Zay Flowers. Does he put it on the field this week, Alfredo?
Yeah, he's actually one of my wide receiver starts of the week this week, going up against the Chargers, who have just been awful against wide receivers. And the Chargers also, their opponents are forced to throw the ball a bit more. And I know that just because we get Lamar to drop back and have the passing attempts doesn't mean it's necessarily going to throw. I do think we're actually going to get quite a bit of running this week from Lamar against the Chargers. But Zay Flowers, you saw an effort for them to get him involved last week. He had a 30-yard touchdown get called back on basically probably the worst holding call we've ever seen on Odell Beckham. So I think that the goal here is just to keep getting him involved as much as you can. And really, he takes over the wide receiver 1 role with Mark Andrews in the sidelines now.
All right, Dan in here with us this morning. Half PPR, need 2 wide receivers and a flex. I'm going to throw a lot of names at you here, Jagger. Hollywood Brown, Christian Kirk, Cortland Sutton, Demario Douglas, Jordan Addison, Ty Chandler, and Keaton Mitchell. So he needs 2 wide receivers and a flex.
Christian Kirk is the must start out of all these.
Mm-hmm.
Like guys going forward, if Christian Kirk is playing, you're playing him. You're figuring it out. He's a good player. Then I'm gonna go Jordan Addison and Demario Douglas. I love Keaton Mitchell right now, and I need to see it happen again before I start putting him over guys that with safer floors. I'm rolling with the Alfredo bit where I don't love the high ceiling, high floor thing.
All right, Luca in here. Underrated Pixar movie, Luca. Mike Evans or Tank Dell, Alfredo? Where are we going?
I have them both ranked as top 10 wide receivers. So if you can get them into your lineup this week, do it. But I've got Mike Evans in the wide receiver 7 this week going up against Indy, who they've just had a suspect secondary all year.
Ooh, Stroh Knight, clubhouse leader for best name of the day. Start one wide running back in PPR between Connors, Warren, and Javonte, Jagger.
Oh, I think I'm gonna lean. I think I lean Connors a little bit. Javonte and Warren. I don't love any of the matchups here. So I'm gonna go with the guy I think who's in an offense that's gonna get points. So.
All right, Alfredos. Good morning. Pick
Morning.
2 running backs: Jonathan Taylor, Bijan Robinson, DeAndre Swift, Devin Singletary, or Jalen Warren. So pick 2 of those guys.
So definitely going Jonathan Taylor. I'm not excited about the matchup against Tampa, but I still have him as a top 4 running back this week. I know he may not be able to get a lot on the ground, but we'll probably see a lot of dump offs to him in this game. And then between the running backs, I'm still going to go DeAndre Swift. We're seeing that he has been the guy that they are willing to commit to in Philly as a running back. Buffalo's been able to give up, not able, but they've been giving up some explosive plays. And I really think that we're going to actually see quite a bit of usage from him in the passing game this week. So yeah, I'll go Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift here.
All right, Seth in here. Good morning to you fantasy gods. I feel like Seth's just putting this out into the universe. I don't think he's talking to us because if I start thinking
little
he's
G,
me,
little G though.
Yeah, if it was a capital G, you know.
It's actually GAW. It's GAWD for
fantasy gods.
Gods. So Herbert, Murray, or Fields? Where are we at on these guys today? Jagger.
I'm gonna go. It's Murray, Fields, Herbert as my rankings. So
I am Fields, Murray, Herbert.
So definitely not Herbert. That's what we've decided here today. Ray Bills, longtime football guys member. Hey, thank you for being a longtime member. If you haven't updated your membership lately, Ray, what are you doing? But there is a Black Friday deal going on right now, so check that out. I'm gonna help you a little bit. 365 days, beautiful. So that Taysom Hill or Dalton Kincaid, half point PPR, highest floor, highest ceiling.
Why didn't you say HPPPR?
I did half point PPR.
No, I really wanted you to say the letters.
It's Harry Potter and the points per reception.
Oh man, that's a Harry Potter book I would love to read.
And the answer is Kincaid.
Yeah, Kincaid.
All right. Brian Summers. Oh, look at that lovely family there. True or false? I'm crazy for stating Pacheco over Devontae. I think he means starting because you can make statements all you want. I do it all the time.
This is America. You can state whatever you'd like. Starting's a different story. What is it? Is this? Well, it would help if we knew the context of the league. If this was a PPR league, I'd probably say Devontae over Pacheco. Anything else, I'll still probably go Pacheco over Devontae. I've
been really impressed with Pacheco this year. I think I'm doing this, Brian. I really in standard, I'm going to do it. Yeah, it's okay, Alfredo. We can disagree.
He's okay. It's just like even when he's having good games, it's like you get 10 points.
That's exactly, man.
Because he's just like he's not giving you anything in the receiving game, and if he doesn't score a touchdown, it just doesn't really matter. So it's a little disappointing.
People love that points, and I don't get it.
Blake in here with this Blake Lockwood. Love that name. Romance.
Wow.
Name right there. Blake Lockwood. Good morning, football guys. I have quite the conundrum. Should I start Stroud or Hurts at quarterback? Ooh. I know Stroud has been really great lately. Are we doing that, guys? Or are we just sticking with what we know with Hurts?
No, it's a math question, guys. Like the tush push gets 6 points, passing touchdowns get 4.
Yeah. Well, it depends on your league, Jagger.
Oh, that's true.
Also, I'll say like it's not really that much of a conundrum, fam. Like we gotta go Jalen Hurts here. Like he's the top 2-3 quarterback every single week. He's getting you at least 2 touchdowns each week. I'm going there.
And then for his flex, Moore could be DJ Moore. Let's go with DJ Moore on that. Jerome
could
Ford,
be Demi Moore. We don't even know.
It could be Demi Moore. And if this is a striptease league, you should go with Demi Moore. Sorry, Joe.
Sorry, Joe.
That's a legitimate sorry, Joe. Yeah. All right. James Cook, Drake London, or Keaton Mitchell. Thank you. Well, none of these guys were in that movie, so that is found.
Wait, Jerome Ford definitely DJ Moore for me. You kind of got him ranked for me, to be honest. I actually like Drake London this week. I'm cool being disappointed with his, if he doesn't do anything against the Saints.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like him too. Desmond Ritter's back. We know that he gets roughly 7-8 targets a game with Desmond Ridder, and then there's no Marshawn Lattimore for the Saints. I kind of like it, but if that is DJ Moore, I'm going DJ Moore here.
Yeah,
perfect. Alfredo, I want to thank you for hopping on with us today. We've had such a great time. I would like you to lead now, if you could, please.
Okay, I mean, do you want me to pull a Jeff Bell and just close the whole studio down and that's it? The stream ends. I will do that. Be nice to me on my way out.
Thank you so much for hopping on with us today. We'll see you later.
Good luck, everybody.
You guys, go watch the Fantasy Football Show here at Football Guys. Alfredo and Dave Kluge are doing a dynamite job there. Jagger's on there about every other Tuesday. I'm on there about every other Tuesday. We have a really good time. So head over and check that show out on the Football Guys YouTube page.
Bye, guys.
And right now we're going to bring our injury expert, Adam Hutchison. How you doing this morning, Adam? How was your Thanksgiving?
I'm doing well. I had a great Thanksgiving. How about you guys?
Good. Yeah, doing good.
Called in thick this morning.
What'd you say? You called in what?
I called in thick this morning because I ate so much.
Nice.
Let me pop this comment down real quick. All right. We're going to pull the injuries up here. I'm going to kind of go through them since Adam's here with us. Out that we know for sure today, T. Higgins, Joe Burrow, Kendre Miller, Mecole Hardman, Jerick McKinnon, Kadarius Toney, Dallas Goedert, and Mark Andrews. And I put Joe Burrow, Mark Andrews on here just to remind people, just in case they maybe have them lingering in their lineups after last week, get those guys out of there. They won't be coming back this season. So sad. Adam, there's quite a few Chiefs names on here today. any of these injuries are looking long term. Do you think this causes anyone else to step up to the plate there in Kansas City?
Well, I saw that. I mean, he wasn't super fantasy relevant, but when we talk about consolidating targets, I mean, Mecole Hardman was placed on the IR. Obviously, Rashee Rice has been a pretty trendy name in fantasy football. With Kadarius Toney out as well, I think he's somebody that definitely should be getting into a lot of people's lineups this week.
Perfect. All right, not expected to play today. Jonta Foreman and then Max Crosby. So maybe if you got a Pacheco, maybe get a little bit extra out of him today without Max Crosby there staring him down. And then questionable. We don't know if Justin Jefferson's going to be out there this week. Adam, what are you thinking on Jefferson? Do you think he's going to stay out one more week and then through the bye?
Yeah, I mean, the reports earlier this week and then from Adam Schefter earlier this morning basically indicated that the Vikings were not planning to bring Justin Jefferson back this week. They already activated his 21-day IR window, so he has to be back by week 13. I don't know exactly what day that is, but someday next week he has to be activated if he's going to return this season. And currently, based on where the Vikings are at, I think there was some speculation if the Vikings weren't in the playoff hunt, they would probably shut Justin Jefferson down. I think he's going to come back in week 13. At least that's what all signs point to.
All right, expected out there today: Odell Beckham Jr., Zay Flowers, Gerald Everett, Marquise Brown, Dameon Pierce is returning back to the field this week, and Rachaad White. Now, Rachaad White was added to the injury report yesterday. They say as a precaution. Do you have any more kind of information on that, Adam? Because I really kind of just saw the headline on it.
Yeah, it sounds like it was just a precautionary measure that Tampa Bay wasn't really that worried at all that Rachaad White wouldn't be able to play. I have a decent amount of data on players playing through knee injuries, but I don't know if necessarily Rachaad White is appropriate to put in that bucket right now because it just sounds like a team that was giving him a rest day. His knee kind of tightened up. It doesn't sound like it's necessarily a knee injury.
Okay. And just let you guys know, we will be here for about another half hour answering all of your start sets and trade questions. If you're in Dynasty Leagues, there's still trades going on. So we're definitely here to answer those. After that, though, hop over to the Discord at noon. I'll be in there for about another 45 minutes to an hour answering any start set last-minute questions you may have. All right, guys, let's hop back into these questions. Let me find my spot. I even put the star on it so I wouldn't lose the spot, and yet I still managed to do it. But here we are. Wayne, good morning from Canuckistan. Is that Canada? Is that?
Yeah, I was like, I've never heard. I'm really bad at
and
geometry.
Wayne says he's not sure why he's watching us. He's already been murdered by Prescott. Well, sorry for your loss. Logan's got a question for us, Jagger. I have to sit one of the following: Bijan, DeAndre Swift, AJ Brown, or Devonta Smith. Sit one of those guys.
Any one QB PPR, man. Is it crazy to sit Bijan right now? Because I love the matchup for DeAndre Swift and the Eagles. Like that's a triple stack there. You guys talk me off this cliff. Am I wrong for telling someone to sit Bijan Robinson?
I think you start Swift, Brown, and Smith. That's the safest of the three. No. With Arthur Smith controlling Bijan, we don't know what's going to happen.
It's sad.
I don't
sad
think
that I said that.
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with you, Adam. Where are you at on this?
Yeah, I mean, I typically wouldn't like playing three players from the same team, but in this circumstance, I'm okay with it as well.
It's good that they play for the Eagles, and they are a good football team.
Exactly.
We've reached the portion, guys. It's my favorite part of the show every week. Waffles with his pancakes is here. Ahoy, breakfast peoples. Mahomes or Herbert? That's pretty easy. Mahomes first across the board there, I would imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then for a DST question, Houston versus Jacksonville or Baltimore versus LAC?
Baltimore. I'll take Baltimore.
Okay.
I love Justin Herbert, but the Chargers find a way. And I mean find a way to make bad stuff happen. So and then for the last question, it's Twix. If we're going with classic Snickers, I'd rather have the Twix. But if you have like almost any other Snickers but peanut, I'm probably going to go with the Snickers.
Adam, where are you at on the Twix and Snickers debate of 2023?
It's Twix and it's not even close.
Yeah, it's Twix for me as well. I like that cookie crunch. All right. Adam, Pacheco or Ford today in a half-point PPR league?
I think I'm going to go with Isaiah Pacheco with all those Kansas City Chiefs that we talked about that were going to be out, and hope, especially in a half-point PPR league, that he gets some involvement in the passing game.
Perfect. We've got a lot of weighing in the chat in our the Twix or Snickers. I kind of want to put this up here because it's kind of a PSA. Yak up in here saying Twix every day. However, Yak up appears to be a dog. Please don't give your dogs chocolate. Either way, just don't give your dogs chocolate. It's not good for them. All right. And Steven in here. Steven Simpson. Good morning, guys. Cup or Chase today for my wide receiver 2 in PPR spot. So I know we were okay starting Chase, a little lower on him because of the quarterback situation. Jagger, are you starting Cooper Kupp over Jamar Chase today?
No.
Okay. All right, Adam. Zay Flowers or James Cook in a half PPR?
I'm gonna go with James Cook. Zay Flowers. Yeah, I'm gonna go with James Cook. I'm not gonna overthink it.
Okay.
He's especially lately. James Cook's been pretty good.
All right, Amir Omar, Kyler or Fields? We've had this question a few times, and I think with Alfredo we were split. Where are you at on this, Adam?
I'm going with Kyler. We haven't seen anything following, his return from ACL that says that he's really limited in any fashion. So I'm going to go with Kyler Murray.
All right. I thought this said John McClane at first, and I was like, "Oh, happy holidays," but I read it wrong. So everybody watch Die Hard. It's a great Christmas movie. Start Amari Cooper or Khalil Shakir today. Jagger, where are we at on these two wide receivers?
I hate the Browns just in general, like the Browns pass catchers. But Amari Cooper, it's hard. Like Khalil Shakir is boom bust right now. Amari Cooper, you at least know he's going to get the targets. What they mean and what he'll do with them or the quality of them, that's suspect. But at least he's good and he's going to get the looks.
All right. Oh, there's a doggy. Good morning from North Carolina. Choose 3 and a point per reception league. Josh Jacobs, Saquon Barkley, Kyron Williams making his return today. He should have been on the graphic there, Joey, or Ramondre Stevenson. So choose 3. So which one of those 4 are we going to sit? Adam?
Probably going to sit Kyron Williams, even though he's coming back. I've talked about this a lot. Running backs coming back from a high ankle sprain tend to really struggle. I'd want to see it from Kyron Williams before I put him back in really any of my lineups.
Made that sound. All right. And sorry about that. And the chat is very interested in where Brian is from in North Carolina there. So they're going up. And then Alfredo's left the chat. Yeah, that was a good part of the show today. All right, Louis in here this morning, or it could be Lewis. I don't want to, read into it too much there. Full PPR, Kyron Williams or Kamara and Ridley or okay, so Ridley or Nico, and then Williams or Kamara. So Jagger, between Ridley and Nico, which one of those wide receivers are you starting today?
Well, from what Adam said, like Kamara is good enough where I'm fine putting him in there this week. And again, he's getting plenty of targets, and he's clearly the only running back that's healthy and or good. That I think I actually think I'm going to put Ridley in. I mean, it's the splits, man. When Zay Jones is in that lineup, Ridley can actually do what he's good at, which is not play in the X role and move all over the formation where he's struggling playing press man,
All right. Dave in here this morning. Good morning. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. We hope you did too. 1 point per reception league. Need a flex option in Zay Flowers, Deontay Johnson, and Kareem Hunt. Adam, where are you going there?
I think I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt, who I think is probably the safest option. We don't really know what's going on with Zay Flowers' hip injury. He just kind of popped up this week with a hip injury, and he was able to get in a full practice on Friday. But that leaves me with enough doubt that between Kareem Hunt and Zay Flowers, it tips it a little bit for me for Kareem Hunt.
This question's going to be tough, guys. Grossest one of the day, and you see that, and you're like, "Is it going to be gross?" And I read ahead, guys. It's pretty ugly. With Kenneth Walker and others injured in full PPR, he needs one of Ty Johnson, Leonard Fournette, Chase Edmonds, or Tank Bigsby. Whew, Cole. I'm sorry,
It's
but
Chase
that's a cute
Edmonds.
baby, though.
It's Chase Edmonds, and this is me gambling that Rachaad White, they limit his touches a bit. That's where I'm at. I don't know if anyone else has that mentality. Tank Bigsby, trust me, I play Dynasty. I willingly start Tank Bigsby every week in leagues that I'm rebuilding in. It's not good, man. You're gonna get like 1 point right now, and now people are asking me about Dearness Johnson. I'm down bad. So I think I'm gonna go with Chase Edmonds.
All right. And Adam, Bill Spain in here with us. Full PPR, James Conner or Jaylen Warren?
I'm going with Jaylen Warren. He's definitely been interesting these past couple of weeks. He's looked more explosive than Najee Harris. Steelers making the change at offensive coordinator. Let's see if they just finally let Jaylen Warren run free.
All right, Jim in here this morning. And a PPR need a running back and a flex. So Cook, Warren, and Godwin. Jagger. James Cook, Jaylen Warren, or Chris Godwin. Pick two of those guys.
Need a running back. I'm going to go with Warren and James Cook, actually. I think I'll roll with the running backs. I like the safe floor with Cook right now. Like the problem is, like, Cook's had a safe floor. He just hasn't been hitting the ceiling that people have expected. So I'm fine having him there. And then Warren, I think there's upside, even though the Bengals are kind of a tough matchup. So
if James Cook could get like inside the 5-yard line carries, even inside the 10-yard line carries, he could be a top 12 running back. The Bills just don't want to give him those. Adam, I need one in full point PPR. Kyron Williams, Kareem Hunt, Alexander Madison, or Ty Chandler.
I've talked about my hesitation with Kyron Williams. The Madison Chandler thing, I prefer to avoid that split altogether if I can, and I'm just going to go with Kareem Hunt.
Okay. William Taylor, need one wide receiver and a flex in standard. James Conner, James Cook, Ramondre Stevenson, Chris Olave, or Puka Nacua. Jagger, where are we going there?
Need one wide receiver and a flex. I think I'm going to roll with Puka for right now, and then Ramondre, I like the matchup, and he's the one thing that's kind of working with the Patriots right now, and he's getting like these dump offs again. He kind of looks like the player that we saw last year. Terrible offense, eats a lot of PPR targets, could get a touchdown.
All right, and then in a full PPR, Olave, Flowers, or Christian Kirk. Adam, where are we going there?
I'm going to choose Chris Olave. I think we mentioned him at the top, but Michael Thomas was placed on IR with what is speculated to be an MCL sprain. I think, obviously that opens up a ton of targets for Chris Olave. He's been kind of shaky at the beginning of this season here, but I'd be playing Chris Olave.
Does that give you any more love for Rashid Shaheed going forth this season?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I think you just talk about the divvy up of targets that are on that team. I would expect it to be heavily Olave and then Rashid Shaheed right behind him.
Perfect. All right. Full point PPR, Gabe Davis, Ezekiel Elliott, Roshan Johnson, or Khalil Shakir. Jagger, where are we going?
Gabe Davis is the only one who has like Shakir has a ceiling. It's just you go with Gabe Davis and pray it's his week. So, yeah.
We got a bunch of Cardinals and former Cardinals. Hollywood Brown, Trey McBride, or DeAndre Hopkins in a flex position in PPR.
McBride.
Yeah, it'd be McBride for me too. Adam, are you on the McBride train with us?
This is just an Adam thing. Like, I just have a hard time, flexing. I'm assuming this is for a flexing a tight end. I would probably lean Hollywood Brown.
Okay. You can ride in the caboose, in the Hollywood Brown caboose, while Jagger and I are in the Trey McBride sidecars up in the front of the train.
Fair enough.
All right. And then we answered that one already. Ooh, I like a Tiger. Drake London versus the Saints with Lattimore out, or Josh Downs with a rocket ship versus the Bucks in full PPR. Adam, pick one of those two wide receivers. Both have pretty good situations today.
I don't know if the Drake London thing matters whether Lattimore's in or out. I think Drake London's biggest limitation is his quarterbacks. Like, forget who they're playing. I would still lean Drake London. I know we've seen a lot from Joshua Downs. I just don't know where he's like really at in that pecking order of that offense. I still think he's probably third fiddle behind Pittman and then Jonathan Taylor in terms of just overall touches. So I'm going to lean Drake London, but it's close.
I would probably slide. I feel a little more comfortable with Josh Downs because I know how Swiss cheesy that Bucks secondary is. Like, you can just pass on the Bucks right now. And I think Jonathan Taylor is also going to have a great day, but I think Downs will get his work. But I'm very close on those guys.
Yeah, for me, for the tiebreaker, it's Josh Downs slightly because the Saints have an overall good defense without Lattimore. They have a good front seven. So, but Adam's right about like almost any other week, like they're real close. So I'm just splitting hairs here. So,
yeah. All right, Randy in here. Beautiful picture. Is that the Golden Gate Bridge? I hope so. Hopefully San Francisco. That's a nice place. Javonte Williams, he needs one running back. Khalil Herbert, Alexander Madison, Ty Chandler. So of those running backs, who do we like the most? I would say probably Javonte. And then Jagger, wide receiver, Christian Kirk or Nico Collins?
Kirk.
All right. And then Mahomes or Stroud, we're full go. I think there's two quarterbacks, maybe three, that you start no matter what. And that's Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen. It's very rare you're not going to start one of those three unless you somehow have both of them, and then you need to make that decision. Just the upside is so high with all three of those guys. Dane, good morning, Dane. First question we've seen from you today. Appreciate being here with us. I think one of the people that's been here almost every week with us. Damian Pierce, Samaje P. Ryan, or Joshua Kelly in PPR flex. Jagger, where are we going here?
Pierce reluctantly.
Adam, do you agree there?
I agree. I mean, there's really been nothing that you like about Damian Pierce. He's coming off of an ankle injury. There's some speculation that also could have been a high ankle sprain situation, which I'd be trying to avoid. But this is just some of the other options are really not great. So I'd be going with Damian Pierce.
Yeah, I want to defend Samaje P. Ryan. I would still go Damian Pierce, but if Denver would just give P. Ryan the ball, Denver wins games. Like it's proven the last 2 weeks. They've had him in the 2-minute drills, and Samaje P. Ryan has helped them win games. So just maybe put it out there for Samaje. That's more of like I'm talking to the Denver Broncos head coaches, though. All right, Reese Thomas. I need a flex. Keaton Mitchell, Zay Flowers, Javonte Williams, or Demario Douglas. Jagger, where are we going there?
Regardless of the injury and again, and Adam's injury expert on that, I don't even know what happened. He logged a full practice and he said that he's going to be out there. It's wheels up for Zay Flowers with Mark Andrews out. Like we're seeing consolidated targets. I think that a lot of the things in the middle of the field kind of default to Zay Flowers there. So he's a guy that I'm trying to put back into my lineup. The last 2 or 3 weeks I've had him out, but like in most leagues, I'm trying to put him in a flex spot.
Yeah. It's close between Zay Flowers and Javonte for me. Adam, where are you at?
I'm going to go with Javonte. To Jagger's point, I mean, we really don't understand the Zay Flowers hip situation. I just have enough data that scares me off of wide receivers dealing with hip injury, whether it's a serious injury or not, that I would try to, if it was close for me, that would be a deal breaker. So with this situation, it's close between Javonte and Zay Flowers. I'm going to lean Javonte by a little bit.
That's good sound advice. I feel like, is Zay Flowers the official player of this show? I feel like he's the player we've had the most questions about this year. Is there another?
He's
player
a lot. Yeah, I mean, he's a lot. It's because he's like, he gets you 8 points every week, and there's a lot of like meat on the bone that we haven't seen yet. And then you got dudes like me who hype him up because I feel like he's the new Brandon Ayuk, where I feel like, there's a lot there and it just hasn't been put together. And people are like, well, do I start him? I'm scared. I need more than 8 points. So it's just, I get it.
And everything he does looks cool. Like that, we don't get points for that, but like
No, we
everything
should.
he does on the football field is like you're always like, wow, that was pretty cool. Even if it's like a 5-yard catch, like he just looks good playing football. So there's also that appeal factor, I think, for Zay
Yeah.
Flowers as well.
Of the players that
Adam
come
with
into
the
the
real-
league this year, yeah, I think he's my favorite player to watch. It's just so much
Yeah,
fun.
as Adam with the realistic like football take is like, man, he just looks awesome.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sometimes that's all it
Alright.
takes.
Morning, Jack. Please pick 2 for full PPR. Cooper Kupp, Jerome Ford, and Calvin Ridley. So 2 of those 3 we need, guys.
And Adam, you go first. I'm trying to fix my dynasty brain. I need a moment to.
Cooper Kupp, I will fully acknowledge, has been disappointing this year, and he hurt his ankle last week. Those typically are not good for wide receivers as well. All that said, like I just have a hard time benching Cooper Kupp and starting these 2 guys over him. So I'm going to go Cooper Kupp. It's really close, and I'm going to go with Calvin Ridley.
Perfect. That's kind of where I would be too. Nope. Jagger says no.
I'm sending Cooper Kupp, and I know, man.
Okay.
I'm the gambler here. I get cute, so.
Daiquiri Man, true to form. Oh, so too many daiquiris on a Sunday morning. Daiquiri Man, go to bed. Sleep it off. All right, John H. Half PPR, need 1. Khalil Herbert, Keaton Mitchell, Rashid Shaheed, Isaiah Likely. Thank you so much. Thank you, John H. Hopefully his last name's Benjamin. How cool would that be if John H. Benjamin was watching this morning?
We can hope.
Pretty cool. Yeah, I know. But that's who this is. So please frame your question in the form of a talking can of vegetables, if you could. Adam, where are we going on this one? Khalil Herbert.
I'm thinking about this one because I think I'm off of Khalil Herbert. I was looking up their kind of splits with Roschon Johnson. I know Khalil Herbert can be a guy with Devonta Foreman being out, but Zay Flowers might be the player of the show. The theme of the show might be high ankle sprains and talking about that with running backs coming back. And he's another one that was dealing with a high ankle sprain earlier this season that tends to hinder players. In a half-point PPR, I'm looking at Roschon Johnson's kind of target share here: 4 targets, 1 target, 6 targets, and the last 3 weeks there. He could be heavily involved in the passing game, which hurts Khalil Herbert in terms of a half-point PPR. So that was kind of a long-winded way of saying I think I'm torn between Rashid Shaheed and Isaiah Likely in this situation, and I'm hoping one of you 2 can help me.
Jared?
To make you feel better, like Rashid Shaheed is the one name I'm looking at. Like I'm like, because even with Michael Thomas, he can pop off for one, and I think the volume's going to be there. So I think he's the guy. Because but the other one I would even consider would be Mitchell. Because like you, I'm kind of done with Herbert, and like I don't love the likely splits in the new offense. So.
All right, we got about 5 minutes left, so we're going to try to rapid fire through some of these questions, guys. And Adam, real quick, I don't know if you read your contract. I'm the one that makes the jokes, so that was a good one though. But let's calm that down, okay?
All right, my bad.
All right, QB toss up: Kyler Murray or Josh Dobbs? Shout it out, guys.
Murray.
Okay. Flowers, Downs, Shaheed. Pick 2.
Downs, Flowers.
I'm gonna go with Flowers, Shaheed for upside.
Okay. Morning, Eric. Jalen Warren, Demario Douglas, and Puka Nacua needs 2. Warren and Puka.
Yep.
Shannon's got 3 players there. Put them in order, guys. Cook, Herbert, Downs.
Swap Herbert and Downs.
Correct.
Bingo. Fields or Stroud?
Stroud.
That's a question.
Stroud.
All right. Great show. Thank you. Standard League running back, Rashad White or Jerome Ford?
White.
Ford
or Javonte and PPR?
Javonte. Or no, Ford. Ford for me.
I'm gonna go
Follow up on
Javonte.
Shannon's question real quick. I guess she needs 1, so we gave her 1. Perfect. And then getting back to our question at the top of the show, Karen said it is an elk. Devonta Smith in here with us. Flex, White, Ramondre, or Ford. Are you allowed to be playing fantasy this week, Devonta? We'll still answer your question.
I think I'm going to go with White still, like by a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
Olave or Flowers?
Olave.
Okay.
All right, and then Charlie, Hurts or Stroud. Hurts is one of those guys you can't sit him right now.
Correct.
C Sizzle. Hi guys. Shakir or Downs?
Downs.
Downs.
Real quick on Christian Watson. Has he arrived?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Dontavian Wicks was out, so that's something.
Good point. Herbert or Murray? Great
Murray.
mustache, by the way, Gary. That was a Murray.
Yep.
Okay. All right, 2 slots fill. Who would you choose between Puka, OBJ, McBride, and Taysom? I'd go Puka, McBride.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Kyron or Keaton? It'd be JB's grandma, I think. Kyron, and then George or Douglas. Oh, whoa! I didn't see that last part. Oh gosh, I just saw the braids, and I didn't even read the rest of the question. Oh boy, Joey. It's gonna be a whole off-season meeting about Joey needs to read the questions before he puts them on the board. Oh god, and the chat is still there. They have opinions on that, so it's good to know. Powerhouse, Demario Douglas, George Pickens, or Taysom Hill?
I can't focus. I'm sorry. Demario Douglas, I think.
I have to now read all of these to make sure they're not commenting on that question. All right, pick one for flex. Javonte, Jalen Warren, or Zay Flowers. We were torn on between Javonte and Zay.
It's Zay
Half
Flowers.
PPR. It'd be Zay for me too. Okay. Ford or Stevenson, Adam?
Stevenson.
All right, Karen. Cup or Devonta Smith?
Devontae.
DST, KC, or Pitts?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, I think.
And then Flowers down. Shahid, go Flowers there. And then need 2 from Henry, Ford, Kyron, Keaton, and Warren. I'd go Henry and Ford. Henry Ford. Take the Model T into today. Luca, Freiermuth or Likely? Jagger?
I like Pat Freiermuth. Even bad Steelers, Pat Freiermuth is like 10 points sometimes. I feel safe about that. So
Ramondre or Derrick Henry? Derrick Henry. And then Adam, this will be the last question we get to today. Josh Downs or Demario Douglas?
I'm going to go with Josh Downs.
All right. And guys, I had a great time today. How'd you feel about the show today? Feel good about it?
Felt great.
great,
Okay.
man.
All right, except for that, I almost made it to the finish line without that question. Guys, we are here with you every Sunday game day from 11 to noon, answering all of your starts questions. Make sure to tune in with us. Now, right afterwards, I'm going to be in the Discord, and we'll throw that link in the chat once the show is over to answer all of your last-minute start and sit questions. So hop over to the Football Guys Discord and I'll answer all the questions over there. Just a reminder, we got the Football Guys Black Friday sale going on right now. 20% off the first year of Football Guys subscriptions, and that's 1 year from the day, so 365 years starting today of custom tools and rankings, advice, 20% off all Football Guys merchandise, like this beautiful khaki hat that I have on that you'll see when I pop back on. And the offer ends tomorrow, Monday the 27th, so don't delay. Buy that subscription today. And I improv'd all of that. That was not on a sheet. I just ran with it. So, guys, I had a blast here. I hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. Any final words for our viewers today?
No, man. If you guys have any more questions and you're not in the Discord, most of us are on Twitter. So,
Absolutely. All right.
Agreed.
Have a
Yeah.
great day,
Make sure
everybody.
you head over to Football Guys.
Absolutely.